Hey, Critical Analysis. So this is a second video for your Mastery Skills Assessment. So I will go ahead and click onto Content as a reminder, and here is your folder, Mastery Skills. So your very first skill has been open now, Determining Meaning from Context, which went with Chapter 2 of your textbook. And so the next skill, Identifying Topics and Main Ideas, goes along with Chapter 3 of the textbook, which is why it is opening right now, since this is the week that your Chapter 3 is open and you're working on that particular topic. So for our purposes, I'm going to go ahead and go into post-test 1. You are always welcome to do, whatever one I don't do in the video as extra practice. It'll always take the highest score. If by some chance you do more poorly on the one that I do not have a video over, it won't take that score. It's going to always take the highest score between the two. All right, so post-test 1. So hopefully you have waited until you've watched the information over this topic, Identifying Topics and Main Ideas, in my Chapter 3 video. So you're already comfortable with this concept, because half of this will go over kind of a review for that, but then half of it you are applying it. Okay, so question 1, the main idea of a passage is also which one of those? So if you recall, hopefully from a previous video, the main idea is what the author is trying to talk to you about. They want you to know. It's the most important thing the author wants you to learn about their topic. So it's a summary sentence. It's the most general sentence of a paragraph, and it's really what the author wants you to walk away with, that most important point the author wants to convey. So the main idea of a passage then, kind of continuing with that same thought, we talked in the previous video that main ideas sometimes are the first sentence of the paragraph, sometimes they're the last sentence of a paragraph, sometimes they are implied, which means you as a reader have to come to your own conclusion. So they may or may not be stated directly, and it's up to you to determine based on the paragraph details and information. So if you have a situation when the main idea is not clearly stated, what are you doing? Well, obviously you can't use the last sentence, because if it's not clearly stated, the tone may help you, but it's not going to necessarily point you 100% to that main idea. So what you're doing is basically inferring. You're using the clues to come to a logical conclusion about what the main idea is revolving whatever paragraph you're reading. Question 4, which of the following does not describe the topic of a passage? So remember, the topic and main idea are not synonyms, but they work together. The topic is the who or what of a paragraph. So if you look here, I'm going to work my way backwards. It is the general category the author is writing about. Yeah, pretty close. The topic is the who or what. Sometimes the title will help you determine the topic, but the topic is that who or what. It's often repeated or referred to. Is the main idea of the passage? Well, we want to kind of pay attention to that, because it's not really the same. It's a word, name, or phrase that tells what the author is writing about. That's exactly what it is. And then more general than the main idea. Yeah. So right here, this is the one that's not, because I said it already. Topic and main ideas are not synonyms, but they work together. So a topic is not the main idea. Those are separate ideas. Question 5, the topic of a passage is, well, kind of already lets you know what that is, because up here we know that it is more general. So the topic is more general, because then the main idea will get a little bit more specific. All right, so the next part of this is you can kind of see we have paragraphs we're going to read, and I'm going to do a few of these with you, and then I'm going to let you do a few of them on your own to finish up this skill. So if I scroll up to paragraph 6, it says, when choosing vitamin supplements, you should consider how many vitamins and minerals are currently provided in your diet. If you eat a healthy, well-rounded diet, it is likely you do not need a vitamin supplement. Another factor to consider when buying vitamins is your age. We often need more nutrients at different stages in life. Lastly, your gender might make a difference in the supplements you choose. Women in particular need more calcium as they get older. So what is a good title for this passage? Basically, what's the topic? Who or what is this about? Now it goes over, it says, when choosing vitamins, there's lots of things to consider. So right away, it doesn't give us a list of vitamins. It only talks a little bit about what women need and supplement. So obviously choosing vitamins, and it says it right in that first part of the first sentence, when choosing vitamins. So this is talking about how and when and under what circumstances you choose certain vitamins. All right, let's scroll down to paragraph 7, another little paragraph here. Question 7, rather. Alcohol is a chemical commonly consumed in beverage form and may also be added to some foods as a flavoring or preservative, but it is not considered a nutrient. This is because it does not support the regulation of body functions or the building or repairing of tissues. In fact, alcohol is considered to be both a drug and a toxin. So if you look, it says, what's a good title for our passage? This is kind of connecting the main topics if you had to give this a title. So if you look at your choices, to me this seems like they're almost like defining what alcohol is. So that might be what is alcohol. Now if I were to say what is the topic of this paragraph, I would simply say alcohol, because the topic and main idea are not questions. So I would just simply say the title is what is alcohol, but the topic is just alcohol on its own. All right, and then the last one, you can see questions 8 and 9 are on the same paragraph. Question 10 is on this paragraph on its own. I'm actually going to let you go ahead and do 8 and 9. So if you want to do 8 and 9 on your own, it's going to have you read the paragraph, and it's going to ask kind of like we just did, what's the best title? And then what's the main idea? What's the one sentence summary? So do 8 and 9 on your own if you want to pause the video or just after the video is over, and I'll go ahead and do question 10 with you. Wellness can be defined in many ways. Traditionally considered simply the absence of disease, wellness has been redefined as we have learned more about our bodies and what it means to live a healthful lifestyle. Wellness is now considered to be a multidimensional process, one that includes physical, emotional, social, occupational, and spiritual health. Wellness is not an endpoint in our lives, but it is an active process we work on every day. What is the topic of this passage? Hopefully you could see that the word wellness is repeated over and over and over again, and that is clearly our who or what, our topic. All right, when you're done, you'll hit save and submit, and you'll get your response. Don't forget to do questions 8 and 9 to allow you practicing the concept on your own, since I guided you through the rest. All right, I will see you next time on a future video for Mastery Skills. Bye.